Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This story time is gonna be about the time that we found out a stranger had died at our house. I'm not joking, this cannot be made up. This is something that has always been in my mind since it happened. So yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. Okay, so at this time, I was still living in New York. I was about 6 or 7 years old. Like I said, if you watch my About Me video, I am from New York, but I live in California now. So yeah, it's a crazy story. But anyway, sorry to sidetrack. This time happened at my grandmother's house. Every weekend when I was younger, I would stay at my grandmother's house just because like my parents would work for the weekend, and yeah, I didn't have anything else to do, so I thought going over to my grandma's house was fun, and I love my grandma. She's amazing. But anyway, yeah, so we were at our house one night, and this is really creepy, but it was like raining and thundering, lightning. Anyone that knows me, I hate lightning and I hate thundering. When I was younger, it would scare me. I would literally have to like put my head under the covers, and yeah, it scared me. And I think the reason why is because my grandma made it scare me. Like, she's a firm believer in old wives' tales. I don't know anyone that is a big believer in those, but my grandmother is like a huge believer in like the craziest old wives' tales. She's from the South, so yeah, her family is like big on things like that. But she had an old wives' tale that was saying whenever it thundered or had lightning outside, it was raining like profusely, we would have to turn off the TV. I have no idea why. But her theory was, from the old wives' tale, that if we didn't turn off the TV, the microwave, like unplug the microwave, turn off the TV, everything we had to not use because we would get struck by lightning if we didn't. Like, just magically out of the thin air, like the thunder or the lightning will come flying down at our house and catch our house on fire. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, this story cannot be made up. Okay, so anyways, long story short, I was spending a night over her house, and like I said, it was thundering and lightning and raining really hard. I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 in the morning, and we were sleeping, and I heard doorbell from someone outside. And me and my grandmother woke up like, this is really weird. Like, no one usually comes to the house like this, you know, especially 3, 4 in the morning. And so my grandmother, she got up and she looked outside. In New York, we have like porches, and she had a porch door. So she looked out of the porch door window, and she didn't see anything. So she's like, this is really weird. Like, I'm not opening the door because obviously you don't open the door for random people at 3, 4 in the morning. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, don't open the door. We don't know who it is. So my grandmother just got back in bed. 1 or 2 minutes later, we started hearing the doorbell like ring, like heavily ring. And I was like, oh my gosh, somebody's trying to kill us. Like, I don't know what's going on. She didn't end up opening the door, and like we started hearing knocking, like huge knocking and banging, and like, but we never heard anyone say anything, which is crazy because I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on outside. So yeah, long story short, we ended up falling back asleep. And then my grandmother, she lived upstairs, and she went downstairs to see, you know, if she can see out the downstairs door, to see if anyone was there. She didn't see anyone. And at the time, my aunt and uncle, they lived downstairs at my grandmother's house also. She lived in an apartment. So it was upstairs and it was downstairs. They lived in the downstairs part, and she kind of like looked in their door downstairs just to see like if anyone was awake, if they were expecting anyone. But they were also, you know, older, like an older couple. So we were kind of like, well, this is weird. But anyway, so my grandmother didn't see anything. She didn't see anyone outside. She didn't see my aunt and uncle up or anything. So she came back upstairs to her house. And, you know, at the time I was sleeping, so I didn't know any of this until the next morning when she let me know what she did. But also when I woke up the next morning, I was like, you know, I was asking her about it. And I was like, what happened? Like, who was downstairs? Who was knocking on the door? And she's like, well, she's like, if you look outside, you'll kind of see, you know, what happened. And I was like, okay, this is weird. So, you know, being in her house, I looked out of the window and I seen cops and so many cop cars and like the ambulance and everything. And I'm like, what just happened? And my grandmother was like, yeah, she's like, you remember the knocking and everything that was going, the ringing the doorbell and everything that was going on last night? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, someone, I guess, got shot at the house and they were trying to call for help. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I know he needed help, and it was really sad because being in New York, you just don't open doors for random people at 3 o'clock in the morning. He didn't say help. He didn't like say anything, and I'm pretty sure he couldn't really say anything, but we didn't know this poor man needed help. And I just remember at the young age, six or seven, however old I was, I felt so bad because I'm like, well, is he okay? Like, I feel bad because we couldn't help him because we thought someone was trying to kill us. Like, we couldn't help him. And I asked my grandmother, I was like, well, do we know if he's okay? And she's like, well, we don't really know, but, you know, the cops are here. They're doing, like, a whole investigation and, like, taping off our porch downstairs and everything. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I cannot believe this just happened. Like, I thought we were almost going to die last night. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And being so young, and it was, to top it off, it was lightning and thunder outside, and I was scared. I really thought, you know, something was gonna happen. So that's the main reason my grandmother never opened the door. And like, even to this day, I still think about, like, was the guy okay? Like, I don't think we even like found out if he was okay or what happened to the poor guy. But yeah, I guess the police found him the next morning, obviously, just laying on our porch, the stairs that was on our porch downstairs. He was just laying there, and I guess someone seen him, someone called the cops, and then the cops alerted my aunt and uncle downstairs about what was going on. And yeah, so that's my story time from when I was younger. Traumatized me to death. But now, you know, like I said, I feel bad, and that was quite an experience for me being so young. And if he's watching, if he remembers this story, I'm so sorry. Like, I wish I could help you. I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope nothing happened to him. We were so young. Well, I was so young, and I didn't really react the right way. So, so anyways, yeah, that's my story time for the time I found someone dead at my house. And yeah, it was really sad. So anyways, if you guys want to keep watching my videos and love me, please subscribe, comment, like, let me know some of you guys' story time videos. Like I said, I'll keep making story times because I have some pretty crazy ones. This is like not even crazy at all. Like, it gets worse. It gets a lot worse. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.